Joining me is Jack Kelly. Now, he is a foreign correspondent. He has some information about these attacks. Jack, what can you tell us happened first in New York?
Apparently what appears to happen was that at the same time two planes hit the building, that the FBI most likely thinks that there was a car or truck packed with explosives underneath the buildings, which also exploded at the same time and brought both of them down.
Now, that's the first time we're hearing that. So two planes and explosives that were in the building, is that correct?
That is the working theory at this point. That is still unconfirmed, but that is what the FBI is going on at this point.
Rick Sanchez has been there throughout this morning for us. Rick, tell us where you are and what the latest is.
I spoke with some police officials moments ago, Chris, and they told me that they have reason to believe that one of the explosions at the World Trade Center may have been caused by a van that was parked in the building that may have had some type of explosive device in it.
NBC's Pat Dawson is close to the scene of that attack. Pat?
Just moments ago, I spoke to the chief of safety for the New York City Fire Department. He received word of the possibility of a secondary device, that is another bomb going off. There was another explosion which took place. According to his theory, he thinks that there were actually devices that were planted in the building.
I did pass through a couple of parks and on some of the streets, and before, when I reported about an hour ago, there were people at their gas pumps who turned to look at the smoke that was coming from the city. Folks stepping out of bodegas and stores to look. Now people are gathering in large groups. In fact, in one corner, I saw a group of people actually holding hands and praying. As I stand on the access street, which is closed, it is open to pedestrian traffic. Some people are out here in crowds, but there's just no way for them to, as I look out, something is that I can't.
Arthur Del Bianco, Marlene Cruz, and Hersley Lever all work with ABM Engineering. They were at the World Trade Center on Tuesday and were injured in the attack. They're at Bellevue Hospital. Thank you for being with us.
Hi.
Thanks, Mac.
How you doing?
Let me start. Arthur, if I can begin with you, can you tell me where you were working on Tuesday morning?
On Tuesday morning, I was assigned to work on the roof of Building 2 and was sidetracked for a couple of minutes, and that's probably what saved my life. I was heading up to the 106th or 7th floor in an elevator, and around the 70th floor, I heard, well, the lights flickered in the elevator and a rumble, and then I heard people screaming on the radio, "I'm trapped, get me out, get us out, fire, fire." I told the elevator operator, open the door and get the people wherever we were on, and we took them down to the ground level, and then the fire department took the elevator car over. I went downstairs looking for my fellow workers because at that time I didn't know the extent of the explosion. I thought it was just an explosion, not that it was the two planes that ran into the building. So we were looking subgrade for fellow workers, and I got out of the building at one point and saw the two planes in a building burning and people jumping out of the building, and started to round up guys on the radio to see who's out, who's missing, you know, because we work below ground. There's 6 levels below ground, and it traverses throughout the complex, throughout the 5 buildings. I went looking for my friend Hershey Lever over here, and couldn't find him. Myself and Mike Pecoraro were back in the building looking for him, and we couldn't find him. We helped the paramedics to work their way down, and the firemen to work their way down because Marlene was hurt on the 2nd level below ground. At that point, we got out because the smoke and the water was getting too heavy, and when I got up to the concourse level, it was just like, you know, like gunfire, and then just 3 big explosions, and the elevator banks came down, and the windows and the glass and the stainless steel and the marble just started pushing us. We started running to get out of there, and it pushed us through the rubble like 25 to 50 feet, and I wound up hanging by an elevator pit with my hand on a turnstile. When I awoke, when it stopped, I felt someone walk over me, and it was a firefighter. I heard his Scott pack or his tank, and I just reached up and grabbed, you know, for anything going by me, and I grabbed his belt, and he helped me to my feet. And as we went along trying to find our way out to Liberty Street, we just grabbed people along the way and just said, hold on, don't let go, just, you know, caravan out, everybody follow each other out, hold on to each other.
I was in the B4 level. I was assigned to the B3 level.
but I had to do something in the B4 sheet metal shop. So I went in the sheet metal shop, do what I had to do, and on my way, I heard a bomb. So I says, probably the transformer again blew up. So I stepped back, finished what I had to finish, and I started towards the door again. And there come a big blast with a big ball of fire. And that's when I got hit. It hit me right back down on the ground, and I realized that my ankle was shattered. So a guy was with me in the shop, and he was down on the ground, and he started to cry. I says, listen, you didn't, I said, you get hurt? He says, no. I says, well, if you're not hurt, stop the crying. We got to get our act together. We got to get out of here. He says, I says, I can't walk because I'm shot. So he says, where are we going to go? I said, we're going to get out of here. So I crawl on my left side up to a door into a plenum, and there was a door over there. So I hold on the door, I stand up, and I hold on his shoulder, and I limp to the door, hoping that that door will open. Well, luckily the door opened, and the Secret Service policeman them was right on B4 level, the parking lot. And they came over to my rescue. I says, listen, my ankle is broke. They says, okay, lay down. And they put me to lay down, and one Secret Service got something and wrapped my leg. And the next guy brought his van, put me in the van, and was bringing me out to get an ambulance. But unfortunately, no ambulance was available. So he says, what are we going to do? So as he says that, that's when the other plane hit the second tower. And he and my co-worker, Robert Burke, they run and left me in the van. I said, look, I'm here all by myself again. But they came, about in 15 minutes they came back.
And they
so
got
on the way back, yeah, it says, where are we going to go? I said, look, let us go to Bellevue.
Well, let me just say, I know that none of you knew that the others were okay until this morning when you were finally...
No, we didn't know.
Right.
You were finally reunited.
We met each other here.
We met each other here because our mother came up last night and looked for me. She says, Arthur is downstairs. I said, you're kidding? She said, yes. So I called him and I talked to him. But I didn't know Marlene was here either.
I found out Artie was here yesterday.
Then, we were having x-rays done, and I heard her voice.
When they came, it says that Marlene and Artie is here.
Can I
so
just...
I crawl out.
Can I just ask you if you think, the three of you, and just in a few seconds left, that there are chances, based on where you were in the building, that there could be other people still alive down there, still trapped?
Sure. I guess so.
I would say so, yeah.
I would say yes.
That building's pretty strong, and the first time the bombing did not bring that building down. I'm hoping and praying that a lot of our co-workers are still out there.
I think people are still alive.
There's a lot of tunnels that go underneath the building that connect all the buildings. And if they were on the move, there's a good possibility there's a lot of people alive.
Exactly.
They just haven't gotten to them
just
yet.
A matter of time.
Definitely.
Cell phones
it's a different world down there.
Cell phones and any computers probably ran out of batteries, or they couldn't transmit because of the antennas being out.
Right.
I know my cell phone wasn't usable, and but there's a good possibility a lot of these people are alive.
Well, we certainly hope so.
We pray for that.
We pray.
As do we, and we're so happy that you're all okay.
We parked right under the awning of One World Trade Center. The Chief Humphrey puts his gear on, and I remember asking him, Chief, can I come in with you? I want to come in with you. And he says, yep.
Yeah, you stay with me.
Come in with me, never leave my side. I go in, and I hear screams, and right to my right, there is two people on fire, burning. I just didn't want to film that.
Pfeiffer was the first chief into the building. Right away, a guy from the Port Authority told him the damage was somewhere above the 78th floor. But all you had to do was look around. It was obvious. Something had happened right there in the lobby.
You just saw that all the windows were blown out. The lobby looked like the plane hit the lobby.
Later, they'd figure out that flaming jet fuel had shot straight down the elevator shaft.
All of this damage was done already. People was all over the place.